Arturo Fam here. The purpose of this video is to explain you what is Microsoft Teams, how to get a license, and how to download it. And after we cover all those, I'm going to show you a couple of features of Microsoft Teams so you can finally get the full picture of what it is and the things that you get out of it. So let's get started. Let me go to my computer real quick. So what is Microsoft Teams? Microsoft Teams is a cross-platform app, meaning that you can use it in most of the operating systems, for example, Mac, Windows, Linux, the website, and the way they implement it is in such a way that if you go to the website, Microsoft Teams will look the same way as if you download it in your computer. So that's a good implementation of cross-platform. So Microsoft Teams is, you can use it in all the platforms, in your computer, your phone, etc. Now I want you to imagine Microsoft Teams as a bunch of applications together, bundled together. For example, your email, WhatsApp, Facebook, FaceTime, Instagram. So it's all of it together combined into one application. So let's take a look at here this tab that we have called Activity. So this is sort of like the feedback that you get from Instagram when you scroll through the activity. The same thing for the chat, such as WhatsApp, the calendar, such as your phone calendar. And then here, this app section is something like your App Store, your Google Store, where you can get multiple apps and bundle it together to Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft Teams allow you to kind of do everything in one single application. You can collaborate with other people, you can send attachments, you can send emails through the app, you can do FaceTime calls, you can do video calls, you can share your presentations, you can remove your background, you can suppress the noise if you're in a meeting. There's so many things that you can do with Microsoft Teams. I do believe that Microsoft Teams is going to be the future. For example, before we had links, I believe it was, and then it was upgraded to what's called Microsoft Skype for Business, which is what we currently use. And I believe that the future is going to be Microsoft Teams. So it's great that you're taking this step to learn it now, because that is going to be the future. So now that we know that Microsoft Teams is a cross-platform application that you can share virtually anything, now let's see how you can get a license for it. Microsoft Teams is basically bundled into two versions. One, the basic version, which is the free one, and you don't need to have the Office 365 in order to get it. However, you do need to have a Microsoft account to be able to use it. So if you don't have a Microsoft account, then go ahead and create an Outlook account, Hotmail, whatever it is. You can access it, you can log it with that one. The second option is to have a Microsoft Office 365. And the way this works is you need to have be part of an institution. It could be either a school or a workplace, a private company. So if you're part of a school, then talk to your IT administrator at your school. You can send an email or call, and they will guide you on how to access Microsoft Office 365. If you're part of an organization, you can talk to your manager to see if they have bought the license for it, and if they did, then you can download it for free and log in with your workplace account. If you're a student, you have to log in with your school account. If you're using the basic version, you can use any account you want as long as it is a Microsoft account. So if you already got access to Microsoft 365, then you're good to go. The only thing you have to do is just do what we're gonna do right now, which is download it and then go to the website. So what I'm gonna do is I'll use the default browser. Come on, here. So on the top right corner, you're gonna search there for download Microsoft Teams, and then you're gonna click on a link that is not an advertisement. And depending on your operating system, it's gonna have a logo here. For example, I'm using Mac right now, but remember, this app is a cross-platform, so it doesn't matter which operating system you use. It's very likely to support it. It's written in TypeScript, a language that runs virtually in any device. So click on download here, and it's going to show you a pop-up, and then you're going to double click on that, and it's going to install it. Just run through the whole process. All right, that's great. So we now know what it is, how to download it, how to get a license. Let me show you some of the features so you can get the full picture of it. All right, so this is the first feature that I'm going to show you, and it is when someone invites you to a meeting. For example, in a normal case scenario, if you're using Zoom or if you're using your email, I'm very comfortable with email, for example, and someone invites me to an email, to a meeting, and I can accept it or not. So this is the same thing in Microsoft Teams. Remember what I told you at the beginning, that is all these features combined together. So this is it. This is sort of like an email invitation to attend a meeting, and here you can accept it or not. Next up, let's see how you can integrate a couple of applications into Microsoft Teams. For example, you can use Trello if you already know what it is and you use it. You can use a timesheet to track your employees or your students, whatever you're working with. You can use a task manager to track all your to-do list. There are a couple of things here that you can use. You can even use GitHub. I didn't know about this one. You can use Bitbucket. You can use iCloud, not iCloud, from Adobe Cloud. Todoist. There are a lot of things that you can integrate into this. So think of it as the App Store from your mobile device. This is the same thing. All right, next up, we are seeing here the blur background effect. So this is what I mentioned before. If you're in a meeting and you want to, let's say you're in a coffee shop or something like that, and you have an important meeting, you don't want to see that person talking or just drinking coffee behind you. You can blur the background here. It's integrated into Microsoft Teams. It's out of the box. You don't have to do anything. As you can see here, this girl is being completely blurred. The background is completely being blurred, and you don't have to do anything. Just click an option there. I have a couple of tutorials about this. You can subscribe to the channel to see them all. And let's see the next one. This one is the call. So think of it as your phone. When you make a phone call, you can do the same thing with Microsoft Teams. The only difference is that this is being done online using internet, and it's not costing you anything. So you can do the same with your colleagues, with your teammates from school. Next up, we have here how to create a team. So for example, if you're into an organization and you're the leader there and you want to create a couple of teams, you can go to this section here on the settings and start creating team members. You can create how many owners you want. You can customize this to such a detail level that it's impressive. I have a couple of videos covering this as well. It's just crazy how many things you can do with Microsoft Teams. It's super easy and it's very detailed. So next up, we have how to create channels. So for example, let's say that you created a team and this team is going to handle situation X. And then for this situation X, you want to have a couple of channels. For example, customers who didn't respond. And then you have a team that is dedicated to that only. Well, this channel is going to be that. So channels are things like this, what it's in the red box. So you can create a couple of channels there. You can create another channel for things like team upgrade, the same thing that is here. And this team is going to be in charge of that. So these channels are independent. All right, next up we have the calendar. This is the same thing what I was telling you before. Sort of like your phone calendar or your computer calendar is just much better. Here you can see everything. This is for your whole team. You can see your whole team calendar and who's doing what. It's great. Next up, we have real-time conversation and attachments. Think of it as WhatsApp. So for example, in WhatsApp, you attach a picture, you attach a file, Excel spreadsheet, PowerPoint, whatever. You can attach anything in WhatsApp. So here's the same thing. For example, this lady here is texting something. She attached a spreadsheet, and this person said, "Looks good." So that is basically it. It's a real-time conversation where you can attach as many files as you like, and it's all integrated in real time. Next up, we have a very, very exciting feature that I'm really excited for it. I really hope Microsoft Teams gets implemented in my job really soon, because this is essential if you're the type of person like me that, you know, gets bored in the meetings really quick and you just want to record it. For example, let's say that you're attending a meeting and this meeting doesn't really apply to you, but you know that it's useful for the future when you come to it. So you can record it, the meeting here, and then you can save it in your computer and you can watch it whenever it's useful for you. So that's great. So next up, we can schedule the meetings. So this is sort of like your email. So in the email nowadays in Microsoft Outlook, you can set up meetings and so on. This is the same exact thing. The only thing is just more beautiful, more interface friendly. You can get to see the people there. It's just great. So it's the same thing. Next up, we have the search keyword from a recorded video. So you remember the two presentations before this one that we showed where I was recording a video there? Well, if you have a video recorded, then you can turn on the captions here. Do you see it here? So you can turn on those captions there. Wait 1 second. You can turn on those captions there, and then you can type a keyword and it will search for that specific keyword during the whole video. So you can skip to the part that you're interested in. So for example, if I share a video with you now, and let's say that you're interested in how to sell apples. So you type there on the search box here on this one here, you type how to sell apples, and then the video will forward to that specific point. That's great. That's super great. All right, so this is another feature of Microsoft Teams. You can share PowerPoints directly into the meeting. That is excellent. So you don't have to share your whole screen. You can share directly the presentation to your viewers. And that's pretty much it. These are just some of the features that Microsoft Teams has implemented, and I'm honestly very excited for it. That this gets implemented in my job as well. And I have a couple of videos showing all these features. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to access them all. And I hope to see you soon in the next video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please share it with someone who you think that might benefit from this. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Ciao.